Hello and welcome back. In a previous episode, we took a look at how to add NCover reporting to our build script when using NAND. But what we did not do is take a look at how we can set up and run NCover from within the NCover Explorer IDE. In this episode, we're going to do exactly that. We'll take a few minutes to set up a basic usage scenario for NCover and how to have NCover perform coverage analysis within a source tree. The source code we're going to be using in this episode is that of the open source IOC container structure map. Here's NCover.com, great location for various ways and usages of the NCover tool. Also has the ability to download a free version for 21-day trial to see if it will meet your needs. This episode is being recorded using the 3.3 version of NCover. So once you've downloaded NCover, this is the IDE here. To set it up, all you have to do is open it up. Let's come in here, do project options. And when you launch this screen, you'll have the ability to provide it a name. We've already done so with Dimecast Demo. Then you need to fill out three other pieces of information. The first one you need to fill out is the path to the executable that needs to be profiled. In our scenario, we're going to profile the NUnit console executable because we're going to be running our analysis based on some unit test results. You do have the ability to run it off of any application, but in ours we're going to use NUnit. The next thing you do is need to provide it a working folder. Where is it that these files are going to reside? Typically, this will be your output of your NUnit test or your XUnit or MS test or whatever test framework you're going to be using. So we'll go ahead and provide that path now. The next thing we need to do is provide it the name of the assembly or assemblies we'd like to profile. So let's go ahead and click Add. Let's come down here to structuremap.testing. Let's open that up. You'll see that adds structure map testing. Now you can add as many assemblies here as you want. For this demo, we're just going to specify one. A couple other things you can do is you can specify the name of the coverage file, a trend file. A trend file allows you to track your coverage analysis over a period of time. We'll get into that in a future episode. Things to include, things to exclude. What is it you want to look for? By default, it looks for everything. If you want to lower that, you can. If you want to increase your speed, that is, you can turn off various metrics. And then the location of the NCover console. Once you've done that, you can click Close, and then finally you're off to the races. All we have to do now is click Run Coverage. As soon as you click Run Coverage, you'll notice that a whole bunch of output starts to spit out to the output window. This will take a few minutes, so let's just sit back and be patient. Okay, now that it's done, you'll see that it's going to start loading our analysis up into the screen. You notice that NCover, or the structure map, has an 86% coverage within all of its unit tests. That's pretty good. But what's interesting in here is you could say ran, but everything shows up as red. Well, why is red? Well, if I hover over, you can see the various different types of coverage percentages, but need to figure out why it's red. If we come back into the project options, we can go to our display options. Within our display options, you basically can set your satisfactory threshold on what items should be considered good versus bad. Now, 95% is extremely optimistic. I'm more of an 80% guy. I think that if you have 80% coverage, you're doing pretty good. For a legacy code base, maybe you want 50% to start with, or even lower, depends on how much coverage you may have within your code base. Or if you are striving for 100%, then you can clearly set to 100%. You'll notice as soon as I change these all to 80, I click Close, that what was once red is now blue. And if I expand this, you'll see that I do still have stuff that's red versus blue. Now, running this is one thing. You'll get some basic information off of this. But I want to see what exact paths are not covered within a unit test. Let's go ahead and find something that doesn't have 100% coverage on it. Let's look at our memory instance memento. Now, if I expand this, you'll see that there's various different methods within this class. And you can see the ones that have 100% coverage or no coverage or some coverage. Here we go. Add registry has 33% coverage. So if I come down and find the add registry, you'll see that I do not have coverage right here. Anything that shows up in red will signify to me that I don't have coverage from our run. And if I say go find create profile, You can see some of these are just getters and setters. I think you're starting to get the point. Now, if you've run NUnit and you Uncover, and you want to actually get something other than looking at through the IDE, you can actually generate some reports, and there's a slew of different reports that they have available. So let's look at, I don't know, summer report. We're going to output it as HTML. Let's go ahead and output it in our standard. Let's go ahead and click Generate Report. And when I generate this report, I'll get a HTML file that will show us the various different percentages at a summary level, so we can look at this and examine it. And it'll tell us the top 10 uncovered namespaces, classes, uncovered methods, things like that. And ideally, you'd like to have this information, presented to you on a daily or even a weekly basis, so that you can filter down the content, and that you can resolve these over time. If I bounce back here, you can see there's about 20 different reports that you can run. We won't dive into each one of these right now because, well, you can do that on your own. But we'll go and close that out. So I hope you can see that in a few minutes' time, you can set up NCover to profile your application and your unit test output. So in future episodes, we'll take a look at the trend reports and how to do some automated report generation on the command line. Until next time.